Plane zooms low, strikes waterman's boat. Pilots arrested after Back Creek tragedy. Poquoson man killed instantly. Langley officers face court-martial. Back Creek, York County. The quiet waters of Poquoson were shattered Thursday afternoon when a Langley Field training plane swooped low over fishermen's boats, clipped the water, and plunged directly onto a Poquoson waterman's craft, killing him instantly. The victim, Linwood Saunders, 36, a resident of the Hunt's Neck section of Poquoson, was standing on the washboard of his 33-foot cabin canoe, clamming, when the biplane bore down. Within seconds, the aircraft struck, splintering the boat in two and hurling wreckage across the creek. Saunders' body was mutilated beyond recognition. Only one leg was recovered immediately, with the remainder of his body found Friday. Eyewitnesses. Plane missed us by inches. What might have been an avoidable tragedy was preceded, witnesses say, by reckless flying. 5 local watermen, E.T. Freeman, William Huggett, Jack Dryden, Jimmy Dryden, and Wilton Inslee, testified that the plane had buzzed their own boats 3 separate times just moments before. The wing missed Jimmy Dryden's head by inches, Freeman declared. On the 3rd pass, he lifted the handle of his net and aimed it skyward, pretending it was a gun. Their faces were so close, I could have shot them if I had a real gun. I even went for a life preserver, ready to jump, because I thought sure they'd hit us. Instead, the plane veered toward Saunders' craft, barely 350 yards away. As the pilots attempted to circle, one wingtip and a wheel struck the water, throwing the plane out of control. It smashed down directly on Saunders' boat. Both plane and vessel sank within minutes. Pilots arrested. Court-martial ordered. The aircraft, described by Langley Field officials as a primary training type, was piloted by 2nd Lieutenant William H. Howard, Air Reserves, with 2nd Lieutenant Paul M. Lindsay, Air Reserves, aboard as passenger. Both were thrown into the creek and rescued by the fishermen who moments earlier had nearly been victims themselves. Brigadier General Arnold N. Krogstad, commanding officer of Langley Field, announced Friday that the 2 officers had been placed under arrest, pending court-martial proceedings. As a result of the preliminary report from the investigating board, these officers are under arrest, the general's statement read. Howard was treated for minor injuries at the Langley Hospital and released Friday. Lindsay was unharmed. Coroner. Careless flying. Dr. L. O. Powell, York County coroner, convened an inquest into the tragedy. After hearing testimony from the fishermen, Powell returned a verdict. Accidental death by being struck by an airplane operated in a careless manner. Commonwealth's Attorney R. Nelson Smith stated he will defer any state action until military proceedings conclude, but he did not rule out charges under Virginia law. A community in mourning. The loss of Saunders cast a pall over Poquoson. Known as a hard-working waterman and family man, he leaves behind his parents, Mr. and Mrs. R. L. Saunders, his widow, 1 brother, Smith Saunders of Fox Hill, and 3 sisters, Mrs. Grayson Hunt of East Hampton, Mrs. Wallace Thomas of Morrison, and Mrs. S. D. Foster of Poquoson. Funeral services will be held this afternoon at his home, with Reverend C. A. Turner, pastor of Trinity and Tabernacle Methodist Churches, officiating. Burial will follow in the family cemetery. Serving as active pallbearers are Roy Freeman, Wilbur Freeman, Traynham Moore, Alfred Carmines, Houston Evans, and Vernon Forrest. Honorary pallbearers include Willie Thomas, Will Thomas Sr., Herbert Thomas, Otis Forrest, Benny Forrest, Shed Saunders, Liston Thomas, Vincent Moore, Calmalidge Freeman, and other close friends of the family. Tragedy on the water. What began as another day's work for Saunders ended in tragedy, caused by a plane that witnesses say had no business so close to living men. As Back Creek fishermen return to their nets, they do so under the long shadow of May 22nd, 1941, a day when the quiet marshes of Poquoson became the stage for one of York County's darkest accidents. If you like this story and would like more, please like to help keep these stories alive. Comment to share your thoughts or ask questions. Subscribe. Join me in exploring our rich history through the people that came before us. Every interaction helps spread awareness and preserves our past. Thank you for being part of this journey.